Hey, what's up? Scavenger Reviews here. So I just finished watching Hostel, specifically this Hostel. And let me just say, oh my god. Like, if I can describe it in one word, I couldn't. If I could describe it in two, intense and cathartic. Okay? In that order. I'll explain that in a second. But first of all, a little preamble, a little backstory on my part. So I, not me specifically, but my mother used to work in a video store, kind of like a Blockbuster. And of course, I had never seen this movie, but this cover, this box art, is just so ominous and terrifying. And I always thought it was some type of beetle as a kid because it looks like a Hercules beetle. Hey, that's just what I thought. But oh my god, I obviously never watched it as a kid. I would just look at the box and be like, "Ooh, that's scary," you know. But when I say like I just finished watching Hostel. That's like the last title card of the movie. And okay, so I actually started watching it the other day, right? It was me, my sister, and my brother-in-law. We all put it on, and I had told my sister because she's a big girl, you know. She can deal with gore, violence, but if it's like just straight up torture and like practically a snuff film, then that's kind of pushing it for her. Well, not seeing this movie ever, I know of its reputation, and I was telling her it's basically just straight up gore. And I think I kind of overhyped it for her because it got to the scene where the guy is tied down, Josh specifically, where the guy's tied down to like the chair and the drill goes in and stuff like that, and that was too much for her. And we actually shut it off, and that's fine. No shame. If you ever watch a movie and it gets too much for you, don't watch it. There was absolutely no shame. I'm not gonna be like, hey Kate, so when you gonna finish Hostel? When you gonna get back to Hostel? I'm not gonna tease her about it, being like, oh you're so brave, but you couldn't want yeah, I'm not gonna do any of that because that's bad. But it was not too much for me, and I know I just said what I just said, but I almost want her to watch the rest of it because it's rough. It's really bad, but it kind of it crosses over that threshold into being so bad that it doesn't even compute anymore just how bad it is for me anyways. To give an example that's not an example but more like a comparison, one of my first times on a roller coaster, I was terrified. I went on this thing called the electricity or something. I don't remember what it was. No, the adrenaline. It was the adrenaline. And I was terrified like the whole way through the line, but I was like, I'm gonna do it anyways. I don't care if I'm scared. I'm gonna do it anyways. And I got up, you know, and I sat down in my seat and I gave the guy my glasses because I wear glasses. And that was the point of no return. But let me tell you, it like it starts out by doing one of these, you know, and as I was raising, and got to the top, that fear, well, as I got to the top, that fear was at its climax. But when I started going down, that fear disappeared. It was overridden by, hence the namesake, my adrenaline, I think, because it was so far past whatever I had experienced at that point, I guess, that it just overrid it. I can't say it any other way. I'm trying to like, you know, give examples, give metaphors and but like I can't. There was no explanation. It overrid my emotions and it was exhilarating. And it was like the best fucking time ever and I'm gonna do it again annually. And to give another example, I had a concussion where, like, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I actually have scars right there. They're very faint. It wasn't that bad. But I actually was riding down a bike. I was riding on a bike down a hill, and I was going really fast, really fast. I got the death wobble where your tire does that all of a sudden, and I went over, and I don't think I've ever told this story in a video, so like here you go. But I went over the handlebars, and let me tell you, before I went over, I remember thinking to myself, "This is going to hurt." And then I remember, and I'm gonna give you the exact order of events that I remember. I remember thinking this was going to hurt, and then I remember picking myself up off the ground and thinking, that's a lot of blood. And then I remember posing for a selfie that my brother took because yeah, because my brother was with me, thank God. You know, my brother was with me, and he actually called my parents, and they came and found me. But while we were waiting, he took off his shirt and like covered my head with it because I was, you know, fucking dying. I was bleeding. And while I posted the pic to Instagram, but it got taken down because it's bloody. But it's me doing this, and like I am completely fucking out of it. I am completely out of it, you know. And then I remember getting no, I don't remember getting in the car. I remember taking the pic and then waking up in my car, the back seat of my car actually, funny enough. And then I remember a little bit more on the car ride. And then I remember walking, like we got to the hospital and we pulled right to the emergency door, and um we pulled it right to the emergency door, and my mom went and got a wheelchair. But I got out the car and was like, I'm fine, I can walk. And mind you, there was blood all over me. I had like cracked my skull up, not my skull, but you know, my head. I cracked my head open and had blood like pouring down my face. I looked like I survived Hostel, you know. Um, and I come in and I like say to the front desk lady, I was in a bike accident. Can you guys help me? And the rest is just a lot of I don't know, I fucking loved it, let me tell you. Like I never even felt the pain because I was just like doped up on adrenaline and then got doped up on medication. So like there was never a dip. It was boom to boom, you know. Well, I just made a dip, you know, but it was boom to boom. Um, I don't know, bro. It was fucking awesome, and I have like 50 something pictures, and I got put in a cast, and my brother. I don't know where my cast is. It's somewhere in my closet, but my brother actually wrote massive skill issue on it because I had a serious case of MSI that day. I don't know. It was great, dude. Like 10 out of 10 would recommend getting a concussion. Not really YouTube guidelines. Not that you'll notice anyways. I'm too small. Story of my life. Am I fucking right, fellas? Heyo. But that experience and the roller coaster experience of what I experienced watching Hostel. See, look at that. I brought it back. The tangent wasn't a tangent. It was a valangent because it was related to the video. That kind of fell apart. Can you tell I don't script these? I don't script these. Anyways, but that was like what it was watching Hostel because let me tell you, the first like 40 minutes of this movie are just porn. Like soft core, but just porn. You know, I mean, it's these three friends, like the two longtime friends, and then some third guy they met along the way. And his name's Oli, and he's like, I already forget. I literally just watched the movie, but I already forget what he was. He was Swedish, I think. I don't know. Anyways, though, he was like, I'm the king of swing, and he kept saying, of course, my horse. And like, of course, my horse is gotta be like the greatest fucking thing I've ever heard. I don't know. And he said it with such like energy every time. And I think another reason why it was too much for my sister is the acting is phenomenal in this movie. Let me tell you, like, they're not likable characters. Like, the two friends that are longtime friends in particular, Ollie's a little weird, sure, but he's not like dislikable. But like, the two friends are massive douchebags. You know, they're just horn dog douchebags looking to get laid, and they're cussing and calling people names, and like the one dude bumps into a guy, like an actual Swedish guy, and like, he's like, sorry about that. But then the Swedish guy gets angry, and he gets angry, and he's like, don't fucking push me. I can't say it because like YouTube, but like I should be able to say it. It's 2024. Anyways, though, and then when it gets to the guy tied to the chair, well, he's not tied; he's handcuffed. When it gets to the guy tied to the handcuffed to the chair, that's when you're at the top of the climax, and that's when you're either going to have one of two responses to that situation. My response, where it overrides your fear and you just kick into exhilaration, or the other response, where this is the worst moment of your life and you cannot handle it. And that was what my sister went through, and that was, the latter was what my sister went through, and the former was what I went through. Well, let me tell you, it was intense. And like, oh my god. So Josh, I knew about the Achilles heel getting cut, but like I thought it was going to be worse because I remember maybe it's in 2 and 3. There are multiple movies. There's 3 movies that I know of. Maybe there's 4th. I don't know. But anyways, I remember seeing a scene on YouTube where like a guy's standing over a grate, like a grate, and someone reaches up from underneath the grate and cuts his Achilles tendon. That must be in 2 and 3. In this movie, he's like strapped, like handcuffed to the chair, right? And the guy cuts his Achilles tendon and says, "You can go," and opens the door for him. And when he gets up, his ankles split apart at the tendon, and like, ugh, I literally like out loud was like, "Oh my god," because like there's some scenes like that in this movie, but like I really I go back and forth on gore sometimes. Well, not back and forth. I've come a long way because I used to like, you know, sure, I'm a big boy, I can take it. I play Mortal Kombat, but I used to not be able to deal with like real life gore. Real life being movies, live action. Now I'm just honestly so desensitized. Like I'm watching Saw movies, and I'm on the 5th Saw movie, and that's actually a video I'm gonna make in a second here. But like the 5th movie, it's literally a pendulum cutting a man in half, and I watched the whole fucking thing. Like, just sitting there eating my popcorn, like, damn, that's crazy. you know? I didn't have popcorn, but I really should. It'd be funny to eat during those movies just because they are so gross and horrible. To like undercut that with like some mac and cheese or ramen noodles. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just for like a joke. Anyways, though, but yeah, and Josh's scene is like, pretty much over and done with. And then it cuts to Paxton looking around, and he finds those 2 girls that like tricked him, and they take him to the place. And like, I was like, holy cow, why is Paxton such a fucking dumbass? Why is he going? But let me tell you, Paxton is not a fucking dumbass. Dude is like main character of the universe. Like holy shit. So he gets in and he gets strapped to this chair, and it's this the dude who's killing him is like he can't do it, Like it's obviously his first time doing something like this, and he's like nervous, and he keeps like like for the scissors, like it's like he's like wanting to cut him, but he can't cut him because he can't bring himself to do it, you know? And oh my god, also, the guy speaks German, right? And he says something in German, and then Paxton, on a dime, just switches up and starts pleading for his life in German. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't even know Paxton was bilingual, you know? But like that was so fucking cool. You know, and I really wish the subtitles would have translated what he was saying. I mean, it was probably just what he was saying in English. Please don't do this. I know you don't want to do this. I can tell you're holding back, blah blah blah. You know, it's probably just exactly the same thing. But what if it wasn't? What if it was like, I have a life. I have friends. I need to see people. I don't know. What if it was like story relevant stuff? That would have been great to know. So like I really respect when movies do not translate subtitles. Like another movie I just watched that doesn't do that is Prey, and that movie has the Comanche characters speaking in English or you can have them speaking in Comanche, but it has French characters in the movie and your character does not understand French, like the main character, so they don't translate French. And I really like that. That is a cool idea and you don't see that in very many movies. It's the only movie I can think of that does that. So I just need to take a drink. My voice, I am poached. If my voice sounds a little different, it's because I am hella sick, and yeah, it's just it'd be cold up here. Anyways, though, but he pleads for his life in German, and then due to I'll just say mishaps, the guy slips and cuts his own leg off with a chainsaw, and that gives Paxton enough time to escape because he like wiggles loose from the thing, and he actually already cut his fingers, so like his bottom two fingers get cut off, but because of that, his hand is now smaller and slippery because of the blood, and he's able to slip it out of the handcuff. Which like that's such a specific thing. I almost like no, no, the guy wasn't helping him. No, there's no way. I mean, there's no way the guy was helping him, but I did think about it for a second because it just why of all oh my controller just disconnected. Why of all things that? I don't know. Maybe that's like a fan theory. Maybe I don't know, bro. It's not a fan theory. But anyways, and then this dude, Paxton, excuse me, I know that's gross. But this dude, well, so's the movie, so like it fits the theme. Paxton turns into main character of the fucking universe. He is a fucking genius. Like he pleads for his life in German, gets out of the situation he's in, and then before he leaves the room, he there's a guard outside and he knows that because he like saw the guard take him in. And before he leaves the room, he like sits back down in the chair and in German yells like, "Hey, come here" to the guy or something like that. I don't speak German, but I'm assuming it's, "Hey, come here." And so the guy comes. He comes in the room and sees like the guy with his leg cut off, and Paxton turns around and shoots him before he can react. And like that's fucking genius. And also, gunshots aren't going to sound that out of the blue, because that's just what's going on there. So like all of the screaming and gunshots and struggling and chainsaw sounds is all just, background noise. That's what it sounds like. I don't know. I really thought that was great. And then Paxton gets like a mask that he sees on hanging up and like wears the mask. And then he gets like locked into a room and he, hides in a pile of bodies and ditches the mask. I mean, this dude is just adapting on a dime. Batman couldn't get this shit that quick. This dude is like, I don't know if, he like has seen horror movies. Like maybe he's just seen a lot of horror movies, but like holy shit. And then oh hold on. And then he makes what I thought was going to be his fatal mistake. There is like he gets outside, he's safe. Not no not safe, but he's outside. He made it outside, and he gets in the guy's car that he stole that the German guy. He gets in his car, and he hears this woman screaming. And I'm skipping over a little detail here, but I don't care. But he hears this woman screaming, and I guess a side effect of being main character of the universe, he's got to be the hero too. So, can you take a wild guess at what he does? Yeah, he goes back in. He goes back in, and I thought that was going to be like it, but no. He finds the girl, shoots the guy, torturing her, saves her, and then like makes it back out. So I was just like, oh, okay, that was exactly as much progress as you had made. So no harm, no foul. You did it, bro. And I don't know. And he gets her, and they run away and stuff like that. And this is where the cathartic starts to kick in. They're like driving through town because they like are going to the train station to try to leave, but they have to drive through town to get there. And he sees the two girls and the guy that actually pointed them in that direction in the first place. So, excuse me, but he sees all three of them and he connects the dots. And I knew the guy in the first like the other guy, I knew he was in on it. But anyways, like he sees it and he connects the dots and he's like, holy shit, this goes all the way back. And he runs them the fuck over. And hell yeah, boy. I didn't yell, but I was like, get that bitch. Because like you see them and the other guy, and then they notice him. He notice is them noticing them. Yeah. And he fucking just, you see, like it just shows a shot of his foot, just, and he floors it and fucking runs him over. Kills the one girl instantly. I think the other guy also died, but they don't really focus on it. And you see the dark-haired girl get up, and I'm like, ah, damn, she lived. But no, Paxton fucking pulled a Yui and turned the fuck around and double taps the bitch. And like, yeah, like fucking get her ass, dude. Because like the one, like the dark haired girl was the one who was like taunting him, and he when they got there, she was like, I got paid. I'm so rich, haha. Because stupid American or whatever. I don't know. She didn't say that, but like. I don't know. It was fucking cathartic. Cathartic is the word. Like intense for the first half of the movie, cathartic for the second half. And then him and Kana, that's the girl he saved, by the way. They make it to the train station, and she sees herself in the reflection. Uh, can't take it, kills herself. Minor detail. Anyways, though, back to the main story. It's crazy, but this is the type of movie where like a girl fucking killing herself by getting like by jumping in front of a train is minor detail in the story. He Paxton sits down on the train, and like he's like sitting back, and he's just relaxing for like not relaxing but taking a moment, I guess. And then he hears the main guy who like got him trapped there in the first place. Not the guy that was like I mentioned talking to the other girls, but another, like the main guy, the one doing it, not the one doing it. Fuck it. Anyways, he hears him giving like some new people the same speech, and like he like hold on, let me take off my glasses because he's like does one of those, and like holy shit. And then it gets to where the killer, I'll just call him that, the killer, because I don't remember his name, is getting off the train, and Paxton follows, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, I was like, again, I was like, this is his moment of downfall. You've got to stop playing the hero, bro. It's, I know you want to, but like, just leave and report it all. But like, no, dude was like a fucking uh 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 he was like a toothpaste commercial because that bitch was proactive. I think that's the right reference. I couldn't think if like proactive was like a toothpaste or if it's like an insurance company. I don't know. Anyways, but like here's the joke. Take it and do what you will with it. Anyways, though, he follows the guy into the bathroom and he drops a card for like, the business he's in, and the guy like goes to reach and pick it up, and then Paxton grabs the guy's hand, and like he grabbed a scalpel earlier in the movie to like protect himself, and but like he also grabbed a gun and then dropped the gun somewhere, so I kind of forgot about the scalpel because like it's like someone grabbing like a scalpel and then grabbing like a katana, you're gonna forget about the scalpel. That's what happened. You up the ante. So but he grabs his hand and starts fucking like I can't do it at the right angle because I obviously have right and left hands, but he like starts fucking cutting the guy's fingers off, the exact two fingers that he Paxton was missing, which like he wasn't even involved with because that wasn't like the same guy, but whatever, still cathartic, still good good. And like, oh my god, and that doesn't end it there. He like kicks a fucking bathroom stall in and like starts drowning the guy in the toilet, and then like he pulls him up and he sees like the killer sees Paxton in the reflection, realizes like it's him for a second, and he's like, oh god no. And then like Paxton slits his fucking throat and then puts him back in the bucket. And oh my god, I was like, oh my god, yes, get that bitch. Like, oh my god, dude. Like, I am gonna be put on a fucking list for getting this hype because this probably isn't really the emotion you're supposed to be feeling right now. But it just felt like, for anyone who's seen Halloween 20 years later, or H2O as it's stupidly called, the end of that movie is like, because in that movie, Laurie, only the first two movies are canon, and Laurie had been dealing with that for like the past 20 years. 20 years later, 20 years. And she's finally had enough. And at the end of the movie, there's like no one, everyone's, left and ran away because, Michael is there. And she gets her son and her son's girlfriend safe and out of the place that they're in, and then goes back, like kicks a fucking like axe container to like break the glass, grabs an axe, and then like grabs an axe, and then starts walking back to where Michael's at, and just screams, "Michael!" And then the rest of that movie is Batman v Superman because it is just Lloyd beating the fuck out of Michael, and like it's good. Like holy shit! Like she like the axe goes in Michael's shoulder. Michael pulls like a new move that I've never seen before, where he like lowers himself down from a fucking rafter or something, and like I don't know. There's this scene that Lloyd runs into like a lunchroom because it's like a not a school, like a something, I don't know, place where you have people, campus. She runs into a lunchroom and she's like hiding under one of the lunch tables, and like lunch tables right here, right? and like Kratos is Michael. Don't question it. Anyways, and like she's like right here, and like my sister, because she watched it with me, was like, stab his fucking ankles, or like bite his ankles or something like that, and I was like, yo, Chihuahua energy. I don't know, because like I get hyped when people fight back. I love it when like, because like when the killer is like, a killer in the movie and he's just slaughtering everybody, that's cool and all. I like that, sure. But when like that one person or like multiple people in some movies, like I can only think of one, but I'll hold on. When they fight back, dude, it is like, yes, let's fucking go. Get his ass. Don't let Jason push you around. Beat Freddy's ass. It's like, the only one I can think of it is like, well, Freddy, like almost all of those, the team like kind of fights back in some way or another. But the 2017 movie, was it the 2019? No, it's 2017. The scene where like they stop believing in Pennywise, and then they just all start beating Pennywise's ass. You know, that was like, let's fucking go. We got this. Let's go. I don't know. I like when the killer gets pushed back and is like, oh shit. Oh shit. I like that in movies. And I haven't watched the newest Halloweens yet, the 2018 onward ones, but like I hear that that's basically what that entire trilogy is Lori just Terminator 2's the shit out of her like past 40 years at this point, because like these movies are old as shit, you know, and has just been like watching Home Alone on repeat, watching Terminator 2 as her gym playlist, like gym TV. People have like their TVs above their treadmills. She got Terminator 2 on repeat in there, Home Alone on repeat in the living room, and then she's got like the Rocky theme, Eye of the Tiger, in her headphones, because she's just like, I can't do too much of it because like YouTube or whatever, but I don't know. I love it. And that's what I apparently fucking love this movie, because it just gets you fucking hype. Me, anyways. I'm a very specific case. I'm a very specific person, and very specific things like get to me in a good way. I mean, and this movie gets me because he just beats their ass. Like Paxton, like on the back of the box, you see him like gagged and stuff like that, and he's like screaming and crying, and that does happen. So you think, oh, he's gonna get tortured, but like, let me fucking tell you, no. I don't know. I fucking loved it. And then after he kills the guy, then he escapes, and he successfully escapes, like all of it. Like, bro just succeeded in everything he set out to do. He wanted to get out. Well, guess what? He got out. He wanted to save Kana. Well, guess what? He saved Kana until, he wanted to kill the killer. He did. He sets out, I mean, he does everything he sets out to do. Like, bro did it. Bro is him. Bro literally is that guy. And then he sits back down on the train yet again, and movie ends. Alright, but that is it. People at home, I think it is about time I wrap this video up. Thanks for letting me ramble. Thanks for letting me just fucking uh word vomit all over the place, because there's a lot of vomit in Hostel, let me tell you. But I mean, I guess that's a natural response. I guess, I don't know. I ain't never been tortured. Maybe I should take a trip to Czechoslovakia or whatever the fuck it was. But yeah, that was it. You can find me on Instagram at Scavenger Reviews. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the stuff you like if you like it. If you dislike it, if you like Tyler, you're an idiot, go right ahead, tell me. I will respond to any comments, positive or negative, until it gets to the point where I'll get over 100 comments a day, which will never happen. But until it gets to that point, then I'll pretty much respond to every last comment. Oh, excuse me, I'm sick. Like I said, I'm sorry. But yeah, scavenger reviews on Instagram, scavenger reviews on here, obviously, and that is about it. I will see you guys on the flip. See ya. Peace. Lay out. 555